Hey guys, welcome to JazzedTutorials, and today I'm going to be showing you something pretty cool. It's a 3D Disney themed text effect. Now I cannot take 100% of the credit for this tutorial merely because I found a very similar tutorial on a specific website and they did it with a Mario themed effect, but I didn't want to take their ideas because that's like copyright infringement. So I took their ideas and I twisted it to make it a Disney themed text effect, so therefore it's my take on it. So we're gonna go with this, and we're gonna see how cool it looks. You'll notice how I have a hidden layer here. I'll explain that layer momentarily, but I'm gonna explain first how I got to that point. So yeah, we're gonna be using a font called Mini. It's obviously a Disney themed font, so we're gonna go with that. And because it's named Mini, I'm gonna be using Mini colors, which is pink, kind of. So we're gonna go with the word jazzed to start things off. And you can have the font as big as you like or as small as you want. I'm just going with 144 point because that's how big my canvas is. But if your canvas is smaller, I would obviously go with smaller text. Alright, now each letter, I'm going to make a different color or shade of pink. But if you're using, but whatever you want to use for color is fine. I'm just doing this merely for the purpose of this tutorial. So, yeah. Do that. Okay, so you get the drift. You see what I'm doing there. Different shades of pink on each letter, okay? Now, because Minnie has like spots on her and dots and whatnot, I'm going to add that to this. Now, to do so, you would have to rasterize the layer because adding a brush on top of a text layer just does not work out. You'll see how it says "No way, Jose" right there. So, for that reason alone, I made a new layer above that. And on that new layer, I used a hard brush of anywhere from 10 point down to 4 pixels. I just changed the size and variation and made dots all over it with white. Okay, white dots all over it. Obviously, that's optional if you're not going to go with a really cool mini Disney themed, or if you're going to go with a different Disney character, then you can not opt out with the dots. But I'm just doing that because it's Minnie and Minnie has dots. Alright, so now I will show you. So once you have those two layers made, if you're doing that, you'll need to go ahead and make them into a smart object. So click both layers if you have two layers. If you only have one layer, then right click the one layer. And you'll right click it, it'll say convert to smart object, convert that to a smart object, and that's where this layer is now available. Look at that, guys. That's my smart object. Cool! Now we're going to have to now duplicate that layer twice. So you have two copies. 1, 2. We're going to then hide the bottom one because in the event we make a mistake, we can come back and fix it if needed, but we should not make a mistake. Alright, so then on your bottom copy, which is your first one, we're going to add a very large stroke. Stroke is going to be 20. I know, hear me out, believe me, it's going to be awesome. We're going to choose a blackish gray color of this choice. That's pretty cool. 25, 25, 25. Click OK. Then on our top copy, which is this one here, we're going to then add a drop shadow. And then we're going to add bevel and emboss. Your drop shadow settings are not going to change anything. Leave them as is. Your bevel and emboss, however, will change just slightly. 725 for your depth. You're going to have a 3 pixel size. And then down below, we're going to change our opacity on our highlight to 51. And then our shadow mode to 37. Alright, click OK, and you should see something along that line. It looks awesome. I think so. Pretty nifty. Alright, now before we do the next step, we have to make sure these two layers are now one entire smart object. So, hold down your Control or Command button and select both the copy layers. Right click again and select Convert to Smart Object. That will then put those two into one layer. After that is all said and done, we're going to go up here to our actions and we're going to load the action that basically will make our 3D effect. So I will provide this action in the description box below. This action, however, is not one I made. I found this on their website, so it's not mine, but I hope you like it. It's cool. So click the first one in the box and click the play button. It'll play you a sequence of awesome layers, and you should see something like that. Now, we're going to get rid of a few settings on here they have because we don't need them. First one being delete their background they have. We don't need that. We only want our white background. Then you're going to want to open up their panel, which is in a group, and on the top, the very top layer, which is right here, double click it, and we're going to get rid of their color overlay, and we're going to alter their bevel and emboss settings just very slightly. Their depth is going to be 1000%. Five for your size, and then 71 for your opacity. Alright, we're going to click OK. Now, once those settings are in there, we're going to right-click that one layer, and we're going to do Copy Layer Style. And then on the very bottom layer, the very last layer within your group, which there's a lot of layers, by the way, guys. The very last layer, we're going to go over here, and we're going to click Paste Layer Style. Alright, once we've done that, you're then going to grab your Move tool, and using your arrow keys, you're just going to move the bottom layer upwards and to the left slightly. Up, left, up, left, up. That way, this cool little gray layer starts to show up in the background and gives it a really awesome 3D effect. So that is, however, the tutorial. That's how awesome it can be. Again, you could use different various Disney character themes. You could go with the Winnie the Pooh theme with like a red and a yellow and orange. Or you could go with the Frozen theme and do blues and purples for Elsa and Anna. Whatever the case may be, you can alter this to make your own Disney theme text effect. So I hope you like this. If you didn't, I'm sorry. If you did hit like, because the like button is where all the awesome people go to. And again, all needed downloads will be in the description box below. I will not leave you hanging, I promise. If you want to find me on the web, also look below. I post all my web places I am. And if you really, really like this and you want to see more stuff, subscribe to my channel. I post at least once a week. I try to do twice a week, a back to basics tutorial for beginners and then a regular one on Saturdays. But sometimes it's only once a week because of my busy schedule. But, you know, yeah. Okay, so I'm going to leave you with this. I hope you liked it. Hope it wasn't too difficult. And I'll see you guys next week. Bye!